Well, stocks rallied after the FBI said Hillary Clinton will not be charged over her use of a private email server when she was Secretary of State. The Dow Industrials, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ Composite all rose more than 2% yesterday as the S&P 500 did snap a 9-session losing streak. So this was the longest string of losses for the S&P in almost 36 years.
Since 1980, and according to a Fox News poll, the economy is the #1 issue for voters. Let's talk about it. Gary B. Smith, Kadina Group President and Fox News contributor, joining us now. Good to see you, Gary.
Good morning.
Look, if you heard President Obama campaigning hard for Hillary Clinton last night in Philadelphia, he made it sound like the economy was just perfect. Can't be.
Well, I think the economy is far less than perfect. I think that's evidenced by the fact that Donald Trump could win the election today. I think if the economy was booming, then Hillary would be ahead by 30 points, 30, 40 points, who knows? So I think that's the clearest indication, because I think the economy is always #1 on the minds of the voters.
Well, you know, the polls are still very close, so it could be anybody's win today. There are some predictions how the S&P will fare after Donald Trump wins or after Hillary Clinton wins. Which way do you think the markets go? I read that Hillary Clinton, if she wins, it goes up 3-4%. If Donald Trump wins, it can go down upwards of 10%. What do you think and why?
That sounds about right. I mean, it's hard to overlook what we saw in the past 10 days. You know, the market's trending down. It looks like, you know, the whole email scandal is there's going to be an indictment, for example. And, you know, the market goes down. Then all of a sudden, Hillary is cleared, at least at this point, and the market zooms up like it did yesterday. So I think that's a clear indication if Hillary wins, we're going to see a little bit more upside.
But that could be short term, right? If the loss is
exactly,
okay,
exactly.
Great.
And then I think the honeymoon's going to be over. If Trump wins, could we see a 1,000-point down day? I think that's possible. I'd be a buyer in that case, though.
A buyer in a 1,000-point down day if Trump takes it. Let's just hope we get a clear winner tonight, Gary, because then it could be really uncertain what happens. I want to talk to you about another issue related to the economy. It's a big issue on the ballot in 4 states today, the minimum wage. Some 2 million Americans could be affected by this. How do you think the minimum wage will play out on the ballots?
I think the minimum wage, I think there's a growing consensus that we should raise the minimum wage. I'm not in favor of it. I think market forces are the best. I think you've seen the horrible effect of raising minimum wage on the unskilled, the young, the black teenage population has horrible unemployment. So I think there's negative effects that people don't see out there. They just see, well, for the select few that, you know, are going to get more money, they're better off, but we forget about all those that now can't get jobs. But I think it's going to go through. We're in this age of conventional wisdom, if you will. People are not economists, so it seems like a no-brainer.
We'll see how it goes. Gary B. Smith, Kadina Group President, Fox News contributor, we thank you for joining us from Florida this morning, obviously one of the swing states that we're watching very closely. And he said if we see that big sell-off for Trump, you buy on the dip.